How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be doing my monthly movie haul for February 2023. Yeah, I can't believe February is over myself. It is the short month with only 28 days, but still, boy did it fly by. But even though it was short, I do got a pretty good haul. 12 things to take a look at, and 3 of them are Blu-ray, but in addition to that, 2 more of them are 4K, which I don't have too many 4Ks. Always good to add a couple more of those. One fun thing that happened this month is one of my neighbors was moving away and had a yard sale, and they were selling movies for just $1. So, of course, I picked up some stuff there, and that'll be the first section we cover. But Blu-rays, 4Ks, I got a big multi-pack of movies, that's always fun. But also, for you shark geeks, I finally picked up a shark movie that you guys have been recommending to me forever, so we're going to take a look at that one as well. But some cool stuff in here, and a pretty good clearance section I got as well. Anyway, without further ado, let's switch to the close-up camera and take a look at what I bought this month. To the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle taking a closer look at my February 2023 haul, and we're gonna open up with the garage sale. Like I said, super lucky to find these first 3 movies on good quality formats for just $1. I mean, that's crazy. So first off, we have Alien. Now, this is a semi-unnecessary upgrade for me. I don't have that many 4Ks because I don't have that great of a TV, and I don't yet have a 4K player. But that being said, it is the plans for the future. I eventually do want to get a nice home theater setup. I mean, I love movies. I really want one. So this is more planning for the future because, you know, I have a few 4Ks ready to go when I finally get that, when I finally get it, but who knows when that will be. But anyway, Alien, if I'm gonna have a 4K, I want to have one of my favorite movies of all time. And yeah, I already have the DVD and I already have the Blu-ray for this, but hey, it was $1. I might as well have this ready to go. So this is the 40th anniversary edition. It does have the Blu-ray in here as well, and I really do like how shiny he is on the front cover. He's like he's metallic, and we get 40th anniversary, the nice lime green colors all around, and we get the list of special features as well. Overall, glad to make the upgrade for just $1, but like I said, nothing super crucial because I obviously already had this. Moving on to one that I'm actually surprised I didn't have yet, and that is E.T. Obviously needed it for my Steven Spielberg collection, but this is one of those that I'd been meaning to get around to actually getting a copy of for a while, but being such a big popular film, I knew there were several copies of it floating around, and I knew I could get a good deal on it, but also I didn't want to get the DVD because I know there's that one copy of the DVD that's like edited and stuff, and I wanted to avoid that. So when I saw this on the new 4K edition, I'm like, okay, now's my chance. And that's the thing, is if a film is really big, you'll probably be able to scoop it up really cheap. If it's a big film that's also old, there's a good chance that there's plenty of DVDs floating around, and I was able to get the best version of this for literally just $1. So finally have this completing a long hole in my collection. And you know, I said I didn't have a 4K player yet. It still does have the Blu-ray in there, so I can still watch this. We get the spine, and we get the back here, where it talks about all the bonus features. Over 3 hours of bonus features. That's pretty cool. Anyway, open it up. There's the 4K. And there's the Blu-ray, and I really do like that they do have different artwork, and with the big band on the bottom, it is really clear from a glance which one you're buying. got to like that. Anyway, after that, the last one from the yard sale, so all three of these I had for just $1, and that is Russell Crowe and Gladiator, a Ridley Scott film. Ridley Scott makes some really good films. Alien, right there, also Ridley Scott. I'm a really big fan of horror and sci-fi, so I haven't seen all of Scott's films. I'm not a big into historical epics, but it's Scott. I have to pick it up. I do want to eventually see all of his films, and I actually, over the past few hauls, I picked up Legend and then Thelma and Louise, so I am, as I'm seeing them for cheap, picking up Scott's films and trying to fill holes in my collection. This promo sticker means that the original owner bought it on Walmart Black Friday, and I'm sure these $10 in coupons aren't good anymore. But anyway, we slide it out, same cover, and we see it's from the Sapphire series. Flip it to the back, and we actually have a fair amount of special features on here. And if we crack this open, we get the Disc 1 and Disc 2, but it's not Blu-ray DVD. They're both Blu-rays. This is just a whole disc of bonus features, and Disc 1 actually has the theatrical and extended cuts, and I think the extended cut is pretty long. It's like over 10 minutes, I think. It says on the back, right? Yeah, 155 minutes versus 171 minutes approximately. So, yeah, a pretty good extended cut here, and all the bonus features. Yeah, had to pick this up. Basically, a good addition to fill a hole in my collection. Now, that's all for the garage sale. Those were all $1. This next one definitely cost more than $1, but it is a Hammer film, and I am a Hammer geek. I love Hammer. So this is Joan Fontaine in The Witches. Does witchcraft exist today? And we see on the spine, this is another one of those Scream Factory releases of Hammer movies. Scream Factory does a really good job at releasing a ton of classic movies. They also do some newer stuff, which can be more hit or miss, but it's usually pretty good. But Scream Factory doing the classics, that's what I really like. And they've done a whole series of re-releases of classic Hammer movies. And this one is actually looks like a voodoo movie. Strange that they called it Witches, but it sounds like this woman angered a voodoo priest or something, and it sounds like the magic starts to follow her home. So hopefully this holds up today, but I haven't seen it yet, but I really do want to because I do love Hammer. Fun thing with this one, though, if we crack it open, there's the disc with the A cover, but luckily for us, this one does have a B cover, which features the alternate title, The Devil's Own, and that is also written on the spine. So I really do like when they do that. If it has two different titles, flip the cover over, pick the title that you like. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I really do want to watch this. I really do need to get back into another Hammer binge. It has been a while since I did one of those, and I do have lots of new Hammer movies that I really do need to check out. So hopefully I get to a Hammer marathon sometime soon. Anyway, after that, we have the new Shudder release. You guys know I am big into picking up the Shudder DVDs. I'm not much of a streaming guy. I'm way more of a physical media guy. And I'm glad that Shudder does put out their originals on DVD. That being said, though, this one isn't very good. You know those... It's actually kind of become a cliche thing of a movie with pretty good cinematography and everyone in it is taking it super seriously and pretentiously, but it's just so boring. It's like a parole person is watching this person that got accused of being a witch. She killed someone, which is why she was in the system, but it's kind of self-defense, so she shouldn't have been there anyway. But of course, she turns out to be this evil witch, and like kids go missing, and it's super slow and boring. I literally just watched this one. I'll probably do a full review on it because I am trying to, watch and review the stuff I get in quicker, kind of try to document everything better. But there's the front, and we open it up, and there's the back. And it's kind of a funny thing, or not the back, the disc. But anyway, yeah, I should show you the back. There's her as the evil witch. And you kind of, in the movie, don't know she's an evil witch for like 20 or so minutes, but if you look at the back cover, you do. So not the best, kind of boring, but hey, got to have all the shutters. And also, the title's embossed. That's pretty fun. Anyway, after that, one that I picked up, M. Night Shyamalan's Lady in the Water. This one was kind of fun. It's one that I got what it was trying to do, and it did miss the mark a bit, and it's one that's supposed to be sillier than it gets credit for, but it just kind of comes off as odd. Bryce Dallas Howard is like a water spirit, and she has to kind of be amused to this rider, but she doesn't even know who the rider is, and then she has to get home, and Paul Giamatti is like the manager of this apartment complex, and he winds up trying to band everyone together to help Bryce Dallas Howard. And, for what it is, I did kind of like it, but we can't deny that there are parts that definitely don't work in this movie, but still pretty fun, and I'm glad I got to watch it, kind of going through and watching the Shyamalan movies, and I actually did just watch Knock at the Cabin, and I'll try to get a review for that probably next week, fingers crossed. But anyway, motion linchal cover here, where we can see Bryce Dallas Howard close and open her eyes, and he shines the light on the monster there. And it's pretty cool, and plus I really do love that trippy blue. Flip it to the back where you can see the bonus features and everything. Slide this out and crack it open. And the disc is the same as the front, but zoomed in on just the flashlight scenario. But anyway, needed it for the M. Night Shyamalan collection. Glad to pick it up. So that's Lady in the Water. After that, I said there was a shark movie that a lot of people had told me about. Finally got The Shallows. Yeah, you guys had been recommending this movie for quite some time. It's one that, it just didn't look super interesting to me, but I figured I do need to stock up for this year's Sharks of Summer, and this one should probably be in Sharks of Summer 2023. It is one that I've gotten a lot of requests for, so I'll definitely check it out. It's supposed to be pretty good. But we get Blake Lively, and she gets stranded on like this little island, I think, and a shark is coming for her in the shallows, or at least I believe that's the plot. Have not seen this yet. It is certified fresh, though. Cracking it open, we get the super shiny disc, hey guys, and yeah, just a silver disc. Anyway, that's for the sharks. After that, we do have the multi-movie pack. These are always super fun to pick up, and I do have a whole section up there with big boxes of horror movies. We get this one, big box of horror, 15 movies, and it's actually fun. I'm looking up at the shelf, and I actually do have several sets of movies that are very similar looking to this, but aren't this same box, and it is kind of hard to keep track which multi-packs you have and which one you don't, because they do kind of all blend together. But this one is 15 movies, and we get to see some cool stuff on here. It's one of those where they blend in bigger movies as well as moderate movies with a bunch of stuff you never heard of. Let's flip it to the back, and we get to see that they have the first two Prom Night movies, which I obviously have solo releases for those as well. We also have Killjoy, which is a classic full moon clown movie, which I have in a full moon pack with the first three. And then The Howling 4, Original Nightmare. I made it through the first three Howling movies, and then Howling 4 is after Howling 3. I could not get back at Howling 3, The Marsupials. Oh man, that was That movie was nuts, but I need to rewatch Howling and do that. But anyway, so I did have like 4 of these already, but these are so many things, the rest of them, that you're unfamiliar with. Occupied, The Inflicted, Summer School, Samuel Bleak, The Familiar, Blind Witness, Dire Wolf, The Cry, this is a La Llorona movie, The Nurse, Killer Killer, and Meadowwoods. And so yeah, like, this one's like a serial killer who, like, the ghost of his past victims, like, possess this lady and start to go after all these different killers or something. Looks like a hospital horror, looks like a school horror. Some good stuff in here, and I mean, hey, 15 movies, obviously got this for really cheap because it's a multi-pack, and they do have 5 movies and 10 movies. Give each one an original cover in case they get separated. But it's 5 movies per disc, so don't expect great quality. But I do like that they actually put the names of the movies on there. Prom Night 2, actually surprisingly pretty good. Very different from the first, but pretty good. I need to cover those. Anyway, the 5 movies one, just 1 disc in here. So it's 15 if you read the box's spine, but it's 5 and 10 if you read these spines. Anyway, let's shove these in their box and put that over here. Anyway, after this is my clearance section, and all of these movies I got for just $2, and I really am glad to add them to the collection. Some pretty cool stuff here, beginning with actually a clearance Blu-ray. From the producers of Get Out and Halloween, we get Octavia Spencer in Ma. And yeah, this is a movie I'd kind of been wanting to get for a while. A pretty good Blumhouse movie, and then I got to pick it up for just $2. That is a good deal, and I am definitely throwing this into my Blumhouse section on the shelves there. Slide it out. We can see that this case has like artificial wear on it, like all these scratches and cracks aren't real. But I was comparing them side to side, and I was like, hey, how come the DVD or the case doesn't have this one? And I realized, oh, that's actual wear and tear. That's actual sticker residue. That's not part of it. But anyway, crack it open. This is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Again, super shiny. We got both of them in there. And yeah, this one, it's an older woman, well, older than these young kids, and they start to party at her house because she's like the cool adult. But of course, you're breaking rules with this woman you don't really know. What if she pushes things a little too far? And overall, it's pretty fun. Octavia Spencer is great as always, and I am glad to find a gem like that in the $2 section. Also for $2, I have Kevin Bacon in Footloose. Again, I'm mostly a horror geek, so most of the movies I get are horror, but I do need more Kevin Bacon movies, and I am kind of curious about the old school dancing movies. There's a whole wave of them, you know, Saturday Night Fever and Dirty Dancing and stuff, so I am kind of getting that collection of 80s dance movies together, and I don't know, probably go on an 80s dance marathon sometime and watch all 4 or 5 of the big ones. But anyway, crack this open, and we get the disc here, and we also get the little booklet. Got to love the chapter listing booklet, and I think on the back of these is usually a little mini poster, so that's always pretty cool. Anyway, slide this all back in together, and we move on to a movie that I actually really needed, and that's the remake of Fright Night. The first Fright Night, an absolute classic movie. Guy next door is a vampire. No one believes the kid who sees it. I have the first Fright Night. Definitely recommend it. The second one I haven't seen yet. It's got Anton Yelchin in it, so that's pretty cool. But I seen this movie around, but it's always going for too much money. You know, it was going for like $10 or so, and I was always like, I'll get it when I find it for cheaper. And I finally found it for $2 in clearance, and I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted to pay for it. I wanted to go a lot less, and I finally found it. I also have Fright Night 2, which supposedly is actually another remake, and they put a 2 on it for some reason. I don't know. I'll try to do a Fright Night marathon. The problem is not Fright Night 2, but Fright Night Part 2. You see, the Fright Night movies, there's the original, and Part 2 is the sequel to the original, and then there's the remake, and then there's just 2 without the word part, and that's the sequel to this one. But the sequel to the original movie is so super hard to find nowadays, and a lot of people are getting like a foreign Blu-ray copy of it just because it's so hard to find, and I don't know, I need to pick it up, and that's kind of, I want to have all of them before I do the real binge through the series, but I may have to go without it unless it does finally get the re-release, because man, it's that hole in my collection. But anyway, I now have 3 or 4 of them. Crack it open. There's the DVD, and this was a former renter, that's why it's got this case on it. And flip it to the back. There's the back for you guys. And then one more movie, and this one I have seen, but I have not done a review on it yet. I don't know. This one is called Isola, and this is an Asian horror movie. Man, when I was growing up, the remakes of The Ring and The Grudge came out, and I was part of that generation that did that whole Asian horror boom, because the new ones that, they brought it over here, they showed it to us, and we naturally had an interest in the source ones, but also what other movies these directors had made, and what other stuff they were cranking out predominantly in Japan. So I've seen a bunch of Asian horror movies in my time, and to see one that I hadn't heard of before, and look at her, she's got this crazy hair. I was hoping for a really wacky horror movie, and the thing is, this movie's fine, but it's a case of it being a little underwhelming, especially you show me this cover, it looks absolutely crazy, but it's about this girl with multiple personalities, and of course one of the personalities is a killer, but then they find out this whole thing about this lab experiment and an isolation tank, and you see the real reason why this is all going on. And it's good enough, but it's not super creepy, and it's one of those movies that I watched and I was like, yeah, it's fine, but I don't know, I didn't feel like doing a review for it just because it was underwhelming, but I don't think anyone's actually reviewed this on YouTube yet. I might be wrong, so I kind of feel like I should, but I don't know what I would say. I'd just be like, yeah, it's okay. Anyway, I really wish it was crazy. I mean, look at that hair, that's cool. Anyway, crack it open. Disc is the same as the front, and there's another her behind her, so that's pretty funny. And then we get this red version over here. Flip it to the back, and we do get a few fun images as well. So overall, it's okay. For $2, that's a pretty good price for it. So anyway, that's the haul. I think there's like 12 things in here. Whole lot more movies when you count in that 15 big box. But I finally picked up Lady in the Water and The Shallows, a really good yard sale haul, and a Hammer movie, Fright Night remake, lots of cool stuff that I've been wanting for a while. Definitely had fun this month. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. These should be my monthly movie hauls that I started a little bit ago last year, so there's at least 4 of them, I think. If you want to see me talk about more stuff I picked up, you can click right there and see more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.